So for the past few videos we've had a bit of a theme. I've made a video talking about my first impressions of bands and what I kind of look for in bands, and then Joe did exactly the same. Today we're going to do that, but with someone that you've not met before. Last Christmas we made a bit of a video that was a fun video and we did it about puns, and our referee was someone who works at the record label with us, and here she is!
Hi!
So this is Autumn. She works at the record label with us. She has less of a musical background than us in terms of writing and performing. So her kind of perspective that she comes from in terms of looking for music is totally different to mine and Joe's, which is why we wanted to have this video, because Autumn's, what she looks for in artists is completely different to mine and Joe's. Be nice to her. Autumn, hello.
Hi! Right, so there's two different ways that I listen to new music that's not through the label. So I have really cool friends that love to send me screenshots of whatever they're listening to listen to. So I have that way. Or I have the fact that I follow a lot of bands on social media, whoever they're linking to that are new starting bands, I normally follow that through and listen to them. So there's two different ways that I can go down. If my friends send me a song, then generally I just go into Spotify and then type in that song and listen to that song. So I don't have the brand inside that Lenny goes down. For me, as an all-rounder point for both, whether it's what my friends have sent me or what I've found, I generally like a song if it makes me feel a certain type of way. I don't have the issue that Joe has where if the songs sound like another band, then I'm not going to like it. I know that the majority of stuff has been done now. I do like an aspect of originality, which is obviously a plus point. I don't want to sound like a carbon copy of, for instance, Arctic Monkeys, but I understand that there's going to be influences and everything like that. So for me, it's if it makes me feel happy, if it makes me want to dance, something that I could listen to in the car, like quite chilled and like atmospheric, I generally really like it. So my friend sent it me, I listened to it on Spotify, and I can tell within the first minute or so if it's something that captures my attention. When I'm listening to them type of songs, I've normally got like a TV on, or I've normally got obviously my phone near me, and if I find that I'm going on my phone and looking at social media or something, then I can tell that I'm not going to be listening to that song and I'm not really into it. If it's something that I come across and find, then obviously it's via social media, so I will see how the band is presenting themselves, and I will say that if the band has a brand, then that lends itself to me thinking that they know what they're doing musically and that it's going to have more thought out music because they've got an image, they know what they want to be, and they're not saying that they're going to be 50 million genres and that it's unique for them to do that when really in reality they just don't know who they are yet. So for me, when I see that they've got a brand in place, even if it's just a subtle one and it's like a colour palette or something like that, especially colour palette on Instagram or something like that, that's when I'm more likely to be open to what their music sounds like and listen to quite a few instead of just one. So that's what I normally do. Lenny and Joe obviously come from more of a music background. I'm not in a band, I never have been, I don't perform. So Joe thinks very music theory wise, so that's why it's really hard for him to like new music. I can play something and he'll get the keyboard up and play exactly what notes they're playing, and he'll analyse it to the last specific detail and everything like that, whereas I just listen to the entire track as a whole instead of pinpointing. And that's really hard for Joe to switch off, which is why he tends to like certain bands and then swaps them in and out and finds new bands as and when he needs them.
Yeah, we had that problem, like, when we went to college, they said there was a specific lesson that was called listening skills, and in that lesson they said, we want to warn you, once you finish this course, you will not listen to music the same ever again, because they teach you how to how to look at songs, and you can really visualize what a song looks like. There's no way of not doing that anymore, so it kind of takes away the mystery of songs and stuff, which obviously you still got. Like, you just hear the entire thing and then judge it on that. We listen to every single instrument and all that kind of thing. There's no way of turning that off. And I kind of wish I could jump back to what you have at certain times, because I think I'd enjoy music more.
Yeah, so I listen to the entire thing and then I break it down after and think, like, I really like this specific part, I really like the instrument that plays this part. If, like, I'm finding music that my friends have sent me, then I look at and I like it, then that's when I look at their social media after. And then I tend to follow them, I tend to see what they're doing for a little bit of that. I like it to my Spotify, listen to it a few times. And then obviously via Spotify you can find bands that are like them and stuff like that. So that's how I generally tend to do it. But if it makes me feel a certain way, if I can connect with the song, or I can tell that the artist wasn't just writing a song to write a song, that's when I can really get into the music, and then I tend to listen to it quite often. But yeah, that's basically it for me. And then Lenny obviously is a graphics guy, is a website guy, is a branding guy. Obviously via Music Lab you can see how branded and how swish it is, and how it's evolved
throughout. You flatterer. You.
How it's evolved throughout the first video. I mean, like, if I need any help video or graphic or design or brand wise, Lenny's the guy that I go to, because he's very headstrong with that. That's why his opinions on the brand for bands is really important, like the cover photos and how it all looks as a whole piece, because that's how Lenny views everything, is as a piece, as a bit like a portfolio is how you'd view it.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
You'd view bands as a portfolio, and how they are presenting themselves is how they are driven with their music and how professional they think they are at that level. Because even if, for instance, you're thinking like, we're making good music and you're happy with it, but you know you can get to the next step. If you're presenting yourself knowing what step you're going to get to and as high as possible, it's just going to elevate your music that little bit more, because it's going to say that you're believing in what you are actually doing. And that's the mentality that Lenny has. So all three of us put together have completely different visions. So Lenny will go more what you see. Joe's more individually specific sections of songs and how they're put together and how they're thought out. And mine's more of the feeling and whether it's something that I can imagine, where I can imagine putting it on, like my car, if I'm putting on my playlist to go out and get ready. Something that I could send to other friends and be like, yeah, listen to this, really, really like them and everything like that. Or festivals especially, like if it makes me feel like summery and stuff like that. And
so you'd actually value like a summery vibe over something that's technically well written?
Yeah. If I feel something from music, I don't really care how technically well written it is. I appreciate when people mess about with structure and not just doing your verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, like that kind of
learning.
Thing. Look at that, structures, guys. But so I appreciate when people mess about with that and try and come up with new creative ways. And especially recently, I've realised that sometimes shorter songs are better. Like, we listen to a lot of stuff in the office, like even when it's me just finding stuff on Spotify, it's like, this song would be mint if it was 2.5 minutes long. Or if it had that bit cut out because it makes it drag a bit more, which means I'm not going to listen to it past that point. From like that point of view, just really think about what your song needs, not what it should have. So if your song only needs chorus, verse, bridge, little fancy bit, then just put that in. It doesn't matter if a song's 1 minute long or 6. You add what exactly you need and don't follow a structure because you think that's how pop songs should be, or that's how indie songs should be, or whatever you're writing for. So that's everything that I'd probably say. Just make me feel something, make me feel happy. Yeah. So I'm going to say we, because now I'm part of Music Lab. I'm not really, don't worry guys. So there's playlists that you can watch. If you want to watch playlists from this series, they're on this side. And if you want to watch the best of playlist, I would really recommend, because I do actually watch Music Lab, it's on this side. So enjoy browsing.